History remembers kings and queens as powerful, divine, untouchable, but what happens when the person wearing the crown loses their mind? From rulers who believed they were made of glass, to kings who bit their enemies, to emperors who declared war on the ocean, these are the monarchs who ruled while completely insane, and the terrifying part, no one could stop them. Let's begin in medieval France. Charles VI of France ascended the throne at just 11 years old. At first, he was beloved, but in 1392, something snapped. While riding through a forest, he suddenly believed his own knights were enemies. He pulled out his sword, and attacked them. He killed 4 of his own men. That was only the beginning. Charles later believed he was made of glass. Yes, glass. He refused to be touched, terrified he would shatter. Iron rods were sewn into his clothes to protect him. Sometimes, he didn't recognize his wife. Sometimes, he forgot he was king. France fell into chaos during his madness. Civil war erupted, and England took advantage, helping ignite the 100 Years' War. One unstable mind nearly destroyed a kingdom. In Russia, power met paranoia. Ivan the Terrible was crowned the first Tsar of Russia in 1547. He was intelligent, strategic, and completely unhinged. After the death of his wife, he spiraled into violent paranoia. He believed nobles were plotting against him, so he created the Oprychniki, a secret police force dressed in black. They rode through towns with dog heads tied to their saddles, to sniff out traitors. His rage knew no limits. In 1581, during an argument, Ivan struck his own son with a staff. The blow killed him. He had just murdered his heir. Legend says he collapsed in horror when he realized what he'd done. But it was too late. Russia was left without a strong successor, plunging into years of instability. Now we travel to ancient Rome. Caligula ruled for just 4 years, but in that time, he redefined madness. After a severe illness early in his reign, his personality changed. He began declaring himself a living god. He ordered statues of gods replaced with his own head. He allegedly planned to appoint his horse as a consul. Yes, his horse. Caligula demanded worship. He humiliated senators. He executed critics. And in one bizarre act of rage, he declared war on Neptune, the god of the sea. He ordered soldiers to stab the water and collect seashells as spoils of war. Rome had had enough. In 41 AD, members of his own guard assassinated him. Madness ended, in blood. Across the ocean, another king unraveled. George III ruled during the American Revolution, but in later years, he suffered episodes of mental breakdown. He spoke endlessly without pause, foamed at the mouth, had to be restrained. Some historians believe he had porphyria, others suggest bipolar disorder. Whatever it was, the British king slowly lost his grip on reality. During one episode, he reportedly talked to a tree, believing it was the king of Prussia. By the end of his reign, he was blind, deaf, and mentally broken. His son ruled in his place as Prince Regent. The once powerful monarch became a tragic figure. Madness had reduced him to a prisoner in his own palace. Not all madness came with cruelty. Some came with heartbreak. Joanna of Castile was heir to Spain's throne, but after her husband died, she spiraled into grief. She refused to bury him. According to legend, she traveled with his coffin for months, opening it, to gaze at his body. Her father declared her insane. Her son imprisoned her. She spent nearly 50 years locked away. Was she truly mad, or politically inconvenient? History may never know, but she ruled in name, while confined in isolation, a queen trapped by grief and power. Power does not protect the mind. A crown cannot silence paranoia. A throne cannot cure delusion. From France to Russia, Rome to Britain, Spain to beyond, these monarchs ruled nations, while battling demons inside their own heads. And when absolute power meets instability, entire empires tremble. History calls them mad. But the real question is, how many more were never recorded?